Welcome back to a great episode. I don't know, I felt like being like a monster truck. Late up Tuesday. Be there, be there, be there.
That's going to scare everybody out of their mind.
I'm excited. Wake up. I just had chocolate. I'm a little hyper.
Oh, I need chocolate because I am a little bit exhausted.
You can have the chocolate at the bottom of my milkshake cup.
No, thank you.
It's not very good. That's why I didn't eat it all.
So, Crime Crazy Take 2.
It wouldn't be... Oh, I was going to say Monday. It is not even Monday.
It's Wednesday. Don't you dare make this Monday. And we don't even record on Mondays normally. Miss Dog birthday party thriller.
Hey, that birthday party was great. I don't want to hear it.
He was so cute in his party hat.
Don't get me started. He knew it was his birthday, I swear.
Aww.
It was so cute.
He's like, yep, I'm the man.
And then Julius was like, yeah, it's my birthday too. Like every other like little brother that's like, oh, okay, this is for me too.
Right,
so
where are my presents?
They were like
presents.
Yeah, swallowing the cake whole. That was
the dog cake.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, you guys have to chew it. I thought I was gonna have to like give the Heimlich. Ugh.
So you didn't start the same way that you started when we started a minute ago? Wow, that was started a lot in one sentence. started. We had to restart because, let's start again. This stupid dog.
Yeah, the dogs like to cry at me because they're like, oh, you're here once a week, and then when you're here, we're going to use and abuse you.
Yes.
That's what and the cat. So
well,
that's normal.
The cat was crying. She just
crying
walked
at
up
me.
And she was like, you feed me every time before you podcast. You're podcasting. Where's my food?
Yeah. I would say she's trained to know this now.
She is. She's pretty smart, though.
Yeah, she is. And she's cute, so I can't tell her no.
That's true.
Maybe we'll just save that little snippet of our take one for like...
Where you scream into the microphone.
Yeah, where I have a mental breakdown into the microphone. We'll save that for a rainy day.
Right, just in case we ever need another introduction.
Yeah.
The next time the dogs whine through our introduction.
Right.
So, Jordan, welcome to Crime Crazy Time.
Thanks. I'm excited, and I'm more excited because I have a new question for you.
You said that when we texted earlier today, and I'm like, uh-oh.
I'm excited.
But I haven't had a chance to prepare for this new question.
Well, it's not something you have to super prepare for, hopefully. But we always ask, what's something weird you did this week? And I feel like our lives are weird, but eventually they're going to start being the same thing. So instead...
Or we'll just try to do weird things.
Yeah, I know.
Be like Tuesday morning, oh crap, I got to do something weird before tonight.
So, pretty much. So instead, I'm going to ask you, what's something weird you want to do this week?
Ooh... Right? Like, all right, so is this what's something weird that you're going to plan on doing this week? Or what is something weird if you could do anything that you would do this week? What kind of, I don't know.
I think either or. I don't know, either or, because if it's like, if I got to pick anything, I guess, obviously it'd be off the deep end. But if it's something that I'm like, yeah, it's possible I'm going to do that this week.
Goal.
Yeah.
Something weird I want to do this week. That's really a lot harder than... I like that question, but I really don't know that I have an answer.
I was thinking about this because we always make our list of like, we're going to go to an escape room, and now psychic, and buy a Ouija board, even though that obviously...
the Ouija board didn't work.
Well, it was fake. We made it with cardboard.
It was cute. I drew it.
Well, it was very cute, but it was fake.
The little sun and moon were so happy.
Yes, it was extremely fake, though.
It was... Well, and then what was it, like a cat food or a dog food... Box.
That was the planchette. Yes. Hey, I was very clever on Mike's end, at least.
It was.
I don't know. Like, this weekend, I really want to do something weird, and if Mike will do something weird with me, I might convince him. Not anything sexual. Oh my god, guys, stop it.
Doesn't your mom listen to this? I know mine does.
Yeah, no, that's not even what I meant. It just came out wrong. Jeez, guys. But, no, he's always up for anything, and we're always like, let's just go do this. So I really want to see if he'll just, like, go away with me or something.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
David and I were doing for a while, you go on Pinterest and you look up, like, date ideas. Cause we didn't want to just go see a movie, and there's very rarely any time when we get to give our kids away, and have some time. And so we did like a scavenger hunt date one time where we had to act out all and take the pictures. And then we did one where we tried to make it look like we were having the worst date ever, but really we went to a nice dinner and all that. And that was a lot of fun. Actually, we saw Mike on that one.
Oh, that's funny.
That was part of our worst date, is I'm like hugging all over Mike with David in the background.
That's funny.
But, so I have more lists like that now. Of really cool, weird date ideas. And I love that he will do that.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking about it, and so I don't know when this episode is going to air, but when we're recording it this coming weekend is Easter.
Technically, yeah.
So I don't see myself having my kids spend the night at my in-laws.
No.
On Easter.
I know my family's Easter got moved to Saturday, but Easter's not huge because there's no little kids through like Easter egg hunts or anything like that. So normally my dad cooks and we just kind of all stop by, hang out, eat, just do something small like that. But I just, I don't know. I still just want to go away and just go somewhere weird. Or one day I want to spend the entire day at the movie theater. Just like keep going to shows like after.
I don't think I could do that. I think I'd get bored.
Sarah and I did it once. We went to we made it a double feature. And the first one, it was like a kid's movie. What was it? Oh, it was Zootopia.
That's such a good movie.
And then we got out and I was like, man, Deadpool's still playing.
Let's go back in.
She was just like, oh yeah, I want to see that again. And we've both seen it already.
Right.
So we were like, okay. So we went out and then they carded us because I don't know. And Sarah was like, is it because I look young or because we just saw Zootopia? Like, like what are you basing this off of? And we were both over like 21 at this point of our lives. And she was just like, I still need to see your ID. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. And I was like, well, fine. And I was so pissy about it, but I always wanted to do that. And
yeah,
Mike likes the movies and I like going. So I told him that we should go more often.
Yeah. My sister over Christmas was telling us, Mom, don't listen, that she had gone to a movie. Actually, I think she told my mom anyway, that she'd gone to a movie and managed to get tipsy in a movie, and that made the whole experience so much better.
I think she posted that on Facebook because I was like, I have brought in like tacos and Happy Meals, like milk and cookies.
Sneak it in.
Yes. Milk and cookies is probably the hardest to sneak in because I had to bring my own cup. But
how on earth could you bring in milk?
Well, like the little container, like the little bottle. Yeah. So I did that, and then like a little pack of cookies, and then I brought like a baby mug, and I was
that's
like,
why our movie theater's going out of business because nobody buys food because they all.
They're going out of business because their popcorn is always day old and it smells.
It's true, and because they only hire teenagers from the high school, and then they let everybody in.
Yes.
So. Which
one time we got free stuff, and I didn't even know the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I know I don't look good. Sarah and I were in our pajamas. We were like, whatever. Like, I'll take the free popcorn.
Oh, they're having a hard time.
Yeah, pretty much. I said, he probably felt bad for us. Right. Whatever.
We are so off topic.
Yep. All right. I'm excited to hear your story because I actually don't know it.
Okay. So we also haven't said our name in like 3 episodes.
Really?
So I'm Erin Klein.
Oh, I'm Jordan Middleton. Sorry. Welcome to the world, everybody. I know my own name, so I don't ever remember to say it.
Right. Welcome to my living room.
Yeah.
Where everything is out of place.
Except for us. We're here.
Okay, so I have a kidnapping story for you this time.
Ugh, I forgot you said it was kidnapping. I just got chills. I hate kidnapping.
I know, and that stinks because I chose kidnapping because last time I did cannibalism, and kidnapping is so much, well, this one especially is so much like tamer than than the cannibalism story that I did last time.
I think it's just like a major fear. Like I don't have a fear I'm going to be eaten alive, but I have a fear of being kidnapped.
Okay, that's fair. If one of them is more likely, it would definitely be kidnapping.
I know.
So, no, this story it doesn't have a whole lot of details about the actual kidnapping. It's more about what happened right afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to, you can only be scared for a second. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So this is the Getty kidnapping. So there's this kid, and his name was John Paul Getty III. So he is the grandson of the original John Paul Getty. And John Paul Getty III goes mostly by Paul. So that's how we can kind of distinguish him because, of course, it's John Paul Getty. John Paul Getty Jr. is his son, and then the grandson. So they all have the same name. Anyway, so John Paul Getty, the original, is an oil tycoon. He's like filthy rich. The whole family works in his business. He's American. And Paul Getty, the grandson, is the epitome of a spoiled rich kid.
Ugh.
So he grows up in Rome because his father works in like the Italian, or runs the Italian branch of the family business.
Mm-hmm.
And so he grows up overseas, and while he's there, he gets kicked out of a school because he can't behave.
Oh my God.
Like at this
What a brat.
elite private school. So he's just kind of, and he makes inappropriate jokes about his family and all this kind of stuff.
Of course.
And his whole life is like that. But at the age of 16, so July 10th, 1973, he gets kidnapped.
Oh my God.
So at first,
I kind of wanted to say he deserves it, but I had to bite my tongue, but I said it anyways.
But you did, right? He may kind of deserve it. And actually, at first, so when they kidnap him, the way that his family knows he's been kidnapped is they receive a note that's demanding $17 million.
Dang.
$17 million, like.
I'd be like, I know you're good for it.
Right. It's there. Well, his grandfather, everybody, they just ignore it. Like, his grandfather refuses to pay it, and they just ignore it, the whole family, because they figure that he's not been kidnapped, that he's done this. He's extorting money from the family. Because the idiot would joke about that. Never joke about that. It's like the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, especially if it could happen.
Right, and it did happen, and nobody cared. For weeks, they were like, oh no, he said he was going to do this. This was how he was going to get money out of us. We don't believe that he's been kidnapped. He's just off having fun. And so for weeks, he's with his captors.
Oh my God. And they're probably like, shit, now we're stuck with this kid and they don't believe us.
Well, these are like the most patient captors in the whole world, too. Because they send another letter to the family when the money doesn't arrive like right away. And apparently they're all sending it through the not U.S. Postal Service, I guess the Italian Postal Service, whichever country is in at the time. And so they're mailing these letters. But then there's a mail strike. So the mail doesn't get delivered. So the second note is delayed. The second ransom demand is delayed. And the whole time this kid is like, I don't know, hanging out with his kidnappers, right? Oh, God. So several more weeks go by, and his immediate family is like, well, shit, he probably did get kidnapped. Like, this is a little out of character.
Oh my God.
He hasn't come back. It's been a couple weeks. And so they're like, hey, Grandpa, you're super rich. Can you go ahead and pay these guys $17 million so we can get our kid back? And he says no.
I would too. I'd be like, nah.
Yeah, he did. So he's notoriously stingy. But
that's how rich people stay rich.
Yeah, that's true. He says no because that would put my other 14 grandchildren at risk of kidnapping if they knew that they could yeah. Mm-hmm. It's been a long day. I can't even talk.
You're good.
If they knew they could get this money out of me, then they could kidnap the rest of my grandchildren. And
I guess that's true.
It is, but it's such a lame excuse. Like, yeah, that's true, but
that is a grandpa excuse.
Yeah, somebody you presumably love has been kidnapped.
It's like, no, but I love all my other kids too, so. It's like, well, can I have a piece of candy? Well, no, because I have to give everyone else candy.
But I'm the only one here today, Grandpa.
Yeah, no.
Wouldn't be fair.
I'm not going to be that type of grandma.
So, in November, so he's kidnapped July 10th.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to be like, okay, like August or September.
No, November.
Dang, he's about to have the holidays with these people.
Yes, he is. The kidnappers still have not gotten any money, but they don't give him back. They send a letter to the newspaper, because I guess they figure the family's not going to do anything, so let's send a letter to the newspaper. And they send them some of his hair.
Ew.
And his ear.
Oh my God.
They cut off his ear.
They got real violent. They were like, I'm tired of waiting.
Right? You've been around here a long time.
Over 3 months.
Had to feed you.
Anything over 3 months, I get your ear.
That's right.
Oh, damn.
And they send a note. And this is the note that they sent, because it's so ridiculous. It says,
oh my God,
if we don't get some money within 10 days, then the other ear will arrive. In other words, he will arrive in little bits. Like, worst ransom note writers ever.
Did they, like, cut the magazines and, like, to get, you know what I mean? Like, the old-fashioned, like, dang, that's such a long message to have to cut out words.
I think if you have to say in other words and you're cutting it out of magazines,
yeah. In other words, here's what I'm gonna do. Step 1, get a knife. Now, start explaining your whole plan. Oh my God.
So this comes through, and Paul Getty agrees that he'll pay some of the ransom. Because now they want $3.2 million.
Oh, so they've lowered the price.
A lot. They're like, okay, we just spent like 4 months with this kid, and we don't want him here anymore.
Yeah.
He's not worth $17 million. We get it.
Yeah.
So.
After spending some time with him, we understand why you don't want him back, but we still want money.
Right. He must still be worth something. So he agrees, the grandfather agrees, that he'll pay $2 million.
They're literally, like, almost auctioning this kid. Like,
well, no, like, the whole amount will get paid. But he's going to pay $2 million of that because that's the amount that's tax deductible. If there's a rule about ransom, if you pay $2 million, that's...
Oh my God.
Or maybe it's like if you gift $2 million, you can deduct it. But whatever, he was going to get a tax break if he paid $2 million. The other $1.2 million, he's going to loan to the kid's father. So, like, his own son.
Yeah.
He's going to loan him with a 4% interest rate.
Gee, he is such a freaking shark.
Right?
Like, he should be on Shark Tank. Like, he would be great. Like, and I want a royalty for every year your son is alive after this because I saved his life.
Right. With my tax-deductible donation.
What an ass.
Yes.
I'd be like, fuck you, Grandpa. Like, I'm out. Leave me here.
Just they'll send you another ear, and then maybe you can donate a little bit more. Do it in payments. Do it every year. $2 million this year, $2 million next year. And once we get up to $17 million, I can come home. So Paul is released the week before Christmas, and he finds his way home, missing ear and all.
Oh
and
my
that's
God.
the end of it because they pay the $3.2 million, and that's the end of it.
And they just were like, well, you can walk.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. No, I have another story, and I don't want to spoil it. I'll use it another time. But in the end, the kidnappers actually give the person they let go, like, bus fare to get home.
Aw.
They did not do that for Paul.
No, they're like, start walking.
Right. They're like, well, just get
God.
out. You've been here. So he's released the week before Christmas. He was kidnapped July 10th.
Jeez.
He is in custody for he's with his kidnappers. 5 months.
Jeez. I mean, I guess they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. That's the only holiday. Maybe Halloween.
Well, I just don't. Why? If you're
like, what holiday did he have to spend with him?
Almost Christmas.
Almost.
But if you're a kidnapper, that's super risky.
Oh, yeah.
To have somebody for 5 months. And B, like...
What if he got Stockholm Syndrome and was just like, no, just stay.
Right.
Like, my family hates me. They didn't even want to pay at first. They thought I did it. Like, I wonder if they were, like, filling him in. Like, well, no, your family said no because they're like, oh, he just does this. Or
right. They don't believe you, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It seems like they were communicating through the mail, so I don't know if they would have known.
Was there, like, return address? Because then they could have just picked him up.
Right? I have no idea.
Oh, my gosh,
I never really
so funny.
understand how all of that is going to work. Like... If you're a kidnapper, any information that you give about a drop-off is pretty much going to lead right back to you. It would be way too stressful. I would never kidnap anybody.
No. I wouldn't be able to handle the person I kidnapped, or the kid I kidnapped. Like, I would be like, oh, whatever, just go.
Right.
I don't know how your family deals with you, but I'm not. So.
Well, for 5 months.
Yeah.
I mean, so the rest of his story is kind of sad.
Oh.
Well, it starts off actually okay because he has his ear replaced or repaired. Yeah, so
it's like, here's some super glue.
Right. I don't think they glued his ear back on. I think they just sort of reconstructed it. He had some plastic surgery. I mean, they're filthy rich, so.
Oh, well,
you know.
Yeah.
But
stingy.
Right, but extremely stingy. So he gets married, and that's happy, except that his grandpa disinherits him because he marries too young, he says. So after all of this and paying, maybe he just figured he'd already had his inheritance because he already got the $2 million.
You technically tapped into that when you got kidnapped.
Right.
It's like your fault.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Spend all of your inheritance on your own release.
Oh my God.
So he disinherits him, and of course, it's a miserable life, and he was sort of always going in this direction anyway, and he develops a drug problem.
Oh God.
And then in the 1980s, so a couple of years after he's released, almost a decade after he's released, he ODs. He takes a mixture of alcohol and methadone and Valium, and he has a stroke and liver failure. And it makes him nearly blind and a quadriplegic.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so he actually does then get into physical therapy, and he starts to get better, and he regains a little bit, like, not use of his limbs or anything, but he can function a little bit more in life.
Yeah.
His father, so not the stingy grandfather, but the father, who apparently inherited some of that, refuses to pay for any of his medical bills after his OD because he says that it was his fault. Like, he did the drugs. He has to live with the consequences. So his mom, and at the time I think they were divorced, nurses him for the rest of his life, his mom and his wife. And he had a kid.
Oh my God.
So they take care of him for the rest of his life.
Dang.
And then he finally dies in 2011. So they said that there were dozens of kidnappers involved in this plot, which I guess makes it make a little bit more sense that he was being held for 5 months. Like, there are plenty of people involved.
Oh, okay.
You'd be more patient.
Yeah.
There'd be more people
Take
to take shifts.
Yeah.
So
it's like, I'm clocking out, Larry. Oh, okay, have fun. And he's like, oh, hey, Larry, what's up?
Right. But still, in 5 months, they couldn't find anybody.
I don't think they were looking.
Dozens of people. Well, that's true. But why wouldn't you get there was no mention of the police being involved in any of that time. It was all about how they weren't paying the ransom.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so of the dozens of people that are apparently involved, and they all have ties to, like, this mafia group, and it was an extortion plan, and the grandfather was maybe a little bit shady in his business dealings, and so I think
so he knew who took him and was like,
possibly, right,
sending a message like, you're not scaring me.
And so 9 were arrested and 2 were convicted.
Oh my God.
And that's it. That's as far as that case went. They're like, yeah, that's good. We got somebody to blame.
Oh,
and they didn't recover, like, any of the money
or the
anything. Or, well, I mean, they had the ear.
Oh, no, yeah, they never cut off the second ear.
I guess the newspaper had the ear. I don't know if they gave it to the family.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, did they put it on ice, like, glue it back on?
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Ew. No thanks.
So, the really cool thing about this story is that you can all hear how very wrong I got all of the details, because January of the coming up year, so of 2018, FX is going to start a mini-series called The Trust, where it's going to be all about this family, specifically sort of centered around this event. But it sounds really cool because the family is very much like corrupt royalty kind of, you know, they're going to have all of their drama with their sort of dynasty-like family, and then you'll have the kid who's this wild child who gets kidnapped. And
I hope it's like a real asshole type of actor, because it needs to be like how I'm seeing it in my head.
Well, I think the grandpa's going to be the best, like the most important one to cast.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've got to come up with somebody
that's old and mean.
Well, that's not hard.
That is true. But, like, mean looking, you know?
Yeah, but he has to, I feel like he needs to be a more complex character, too. I think you know, he's
old, mean, and
stingy
Italian.
And right.
That's me.
You are not.
I'll be the grandpa. I'm kind of old. Sometimes I can be mean, and I am Italian.
Yeah, but you, like the grandfather, are actually American.
True.
And you're not young, or you're not old. You are young.
You just said it yourself.
I know that was.
That
a
was
slip.
not. No, it was not a slip. That was the truth.
Yeah, that's no. Because every time we talk about this, how much of this guy's life were you alive for?
I mean, he died.
In 2011.
I mean, well, yeah, but then he was released. I was alive when he probably got married and had kids. I was
when you were
alive.
Released, when he was released, it was.
Aaron, you can't slip and say when I was released.
When they released you from jail. No, when he was released, it was 1973. You were not alive.
Oh, I thought he was released.
I was not alive.
Much later.
I was alive when he OD'd in the 80s, but you were not because you're a baby.
Well, yeah. Maybe I was alive when he, I don't know.
Died.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's it.
Well, I wasn't just alive in 2011. Like, there had been more.
Well, and then you'd be 6.
Yeah.
Which would really make this podcast a whole different animal.
We need to have a small child on here as a guest star to just ask them random questions about how bad crime is.
If we wait a little bit longer, we can have a 4-year-old when he gets
He's pretty much a 6-year-old. Like, he's he's ahead of his time. He'll talk about Paw Patrol. And
yeah, he's not really in into Paw Patrol anymore. He's
Yeah.
really into Minecraft these days.
Well, that's good too, though.
Yeah, and YouTube videos, and
every kid is, though.
I don't understand how.
I don't know how they find it.
No, how do they
I can't. I'm like,
he can't spell.
To...
I know he can't spell.
Yeah.
So how is he looking up YouTube videos?
I'm trying to find like how to soft boil an egg or something. Like, okay, I should be able to find that on YouTube. And I get 1,000 different things, nothing to do with eggs.
Right.
And I'm like, how are these kids finding these, like, toys and this and that?
I know. And he knows exactly. He's like, oh, I'm going to look up the garbage truck that I have in my room. And I'm like, you can't do that. You don't even know what it's called. And he finds it. I don't know. They're magic. Anyway. Yep. Now that I feel super old. Oh, my gosh. What is your story?
Mine, we were alive for because guess what? It happened this year.
Oh, great.
And it was actually just reported, you know this, because Aaron helped me out and sent this to me and was like, you should totally do this.
I saw it this morning on my Twitter feed, and I was like, oh my god, this sounds like an episode of a show. You have to talk about this.
Yep, and it's something that I would talk about anyways. So it was actually all reported today anyways, so that's great. But the first official tip of this crime was in February, so it was like just within the last few months.
Yeah, it's only April.
Yeah. So
I keep forgetting because it's like 90 degrees outside.
Yeah, I know. And then like February we had snow, but
right.
Yeah. No, so February, March is when most of this went down, and then finally now I guess they could release it to the press, and they're talking about it.
Oh, okay.
So like everything,
like charges are formal or whatever.
Yeah, I'll say everything was released today. So
I'm so excited.
So I guess I don't know if I want to like build the story up or say like at the beginning what it's about and then explain.
I don't know, because it could either be a punchline or it could be...
You know what? I think it is going to be a punchline.
Okay.
All right, guys. So, the first tip came in February of this year, and it had to do with a husband and a wife, maybe, kind of, they definitely were, running a prostitution ring. So
great. I wish you could see our facial expressions, because we just stare at each other the whole time, and like our mouths are hanging open and we're ready. But you can't hear that.
But it wasn't just like an old prostitution ring you know about. It was.
I know a lot about that.
I definitely don't. But it was under the name of a massage shop.
Ooh, it's a happy ending.
Figuratively and literally. So the first tip came from the property's management company. So this is actually, the massage shop is in like a strip mall.
Oh my gosh.
And they're tenants, so it came from the management company who kind of takes care of the whole strip.
I'm picturing all of the strip malls in our area and trying to think which ones had massage parlors and if I think anything bad is going on there.
I don't know, but
like
there
spas.
is one, but it's really creepy and I don't think I'd ever go, so maybe this is a sign that I should never go there.
Maybe.
I've only ever gotten massages on vacation when like they have to be so nice to you because you're hotel guests and the spa's like connected.
Right.
And then like one time it was my birthday and they gave me a bunch of free stuff and made me cappuccinos. It was great.
I used to get massages regularly for migraines and tension headaches and stuff. Super expensive.
Yeah, I bet. But they weren't like this.
No.
So
no, there was the only illegal activity was the one time that I got a massage from a guy, which that sounds really bad, but the illegal activity was that he was definitely smoking pot on his break before he came into the room. Because when I left,
smelled like it.
I smelled like I
Oh god. Oh, that would have gave me a headache. That smell hurts my head so bad.
But he I guess probably just because he was a guy and had more upper body strength. He was like the best massage I'd ever gotten.
Oh yeah.
I hurt for days, but
gosh. Well, this one, the first tip came in, and it was from the management company, and they were like, look, I think something's going on. And then all of a sudden, a second tip came on. And I'm like thinking the police probably like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Right, everybody says that.
Everyone, I know, I hate that. So, it's like if I'm telling you this, I mean it. So then the second tip came in within 3 months of the first one.
Okay.
So then
they're not sneaky.
No. So this new management company just recently took over within the first few months. They got 2 tips from them. And nothing happened. So then...
So both the tips were from the management company?
That's what it sounded like, so okay. I'm assuming so.
It's like, hey, we think this is going on, and then a couple months later,
it's like...
No, we really think this
I really need you to check into this, please.
Okay.
So, this new management company took over, and they started, like, this, like, whatever, taking care of the property. Well, since they were in a city, they discovered that... they got the call that an industrial waste disposal unit that was connected to the shop... Like
sewer.
It's a part of the sewer, but it's like a separate thing. So it has to be processed through that to go into the sewer. So that's like where...
Because it's industrial, or...
Well, I think it's because that's where like the waste goes, and I don't know if it like chops it up or filters or whatever to go into the sewer.
Okay.
So it's like...
the building, like the... Okay, I understand.
Yeah, I'll say it's like something before the sewer.
Right.
So... that thing, whatever you want to call it, connected to the sewer, became clogged. And when they went in, because it totally destroyed it. Like, it was destroyed. So they had to go in, and the city worker, everyone was like, oh, well, let's go fix this. Come to find out, it was clogged with hundreds of condoms.
Oh, my God. So, wait.
Not just, like, a few in a diaper. Like, it was hundreds of condoms.
They're flushing condoms? Who would flush a condom? I know that is not the big issue at play here, but at the same time...
But I'm the same. I'm like, do not flush anything that does not go... Like, you don't know where that goes. No. Do not do that.
No, well...
My doctor's office has this thing over the toilet that says, do not flush anything but... And then it says... toilet paper, and it says do not flush paper towels, sanitary napkins, your hopes and dreams, your brother's goldfish.
Oh my gosh, my work, the bathroom at my office, like my secondary office, is the same. It has the same thing. It's like your hopes and dreams, and
it said someone's goldfish, your brother or your boyfriend's goldfish. Or no, it was your brother's goldfish or your ex-boyfriend's sweater.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, are these all things I've actually been trying to flush?
Right.
But, so, I guess...
hopes and dreams.
Hundreds of condoms were flushed. So,
how do they know that it came from the massage parlor and not something else there?
I think they're putting two and two together because this is connected to the strip. There already been 2 tips about, like, this is the place, they're doing this, whatever.
Right.
So, several of other tenants in the strip mall called the company and told them, I think that they're conducting something sexual there.
We hear these moans and groans coming through.
Like, I'm just trying to eat my dinner, and all I hear is this, or I'm just shopping for shoes, and all I hear is this.
Oh my gosh.
They even said, they're like, no, I swear something's happening. So the police finally discovered the couple. The husband's name is Joseph Emery, and he was 54. And his wife, which I have a really hard time saying her name, was Wan Wang.
Wan Wang.
Unfortunate name in this event, Wang. But she was 49.
Okay, but she's not the prostitute.
I don't know. Well, so they were the tenants that was listed as the owners of Jade Massage Parlor. So,
oh man.
So the police found 2 days before this happened, so in February on the 5th, so this happened on the 7th of February, the wife was actually stopped at an airport in Austin, Texas, which is, Austin Bergstorm International.
Okay.
I don't know. With rolls of cash duct taped in her carry-on luggage.
Like she was trying to smuggle cash?
I mean, that's what it looked like.
Right.
But they pulled her aside and they were like, obviously we need to talk to you. Well, the amount of cash was over, or it was like, I don't know. Some of them said, it exactly totaled, and some said over or around, whatever. So it was, I want to say it was about $30,000.
I wish I had $30,000 in a suitcase.
Duct tape, ready to go. So she said that she was headed to China to get a medical procedure, and the only way to pay for it was for cash. So she had to bring it this way.
I guess that's an okay thing to do, right?
I don't know. Anytime I think that, I'm like, what kind of procedure? Like, is it like some backdoor procedure like
something
that
you can't get done here?
Yeah,
like having an organ or something
it's like here.
It's not
right. Of course they question her. They're like, that sounds a little weird. And then she flat out told them like, no, I own Jade Massage, and my husband does the taxes. Like, this is what this is where the money came from, But then I guess they're further looking into it that she only claims to make $20,000 a year. So the cop was like, yeah, he was like,
you have years and a half. I can't talk today.
That's okay. We're just on a good note. We're just having a great time.
Usually we don't do this 10 minutes after I get home from work.
Yeah, normally there's a lot of, I actually went into work to leave work early to come and do this.
Oh my God.
Today's not even my day to work. I was just like, I'll make up hours. So then, the officer was like, that's more than you make, like, annually.
It's a year and a half.
So she got visibly nervous.
Yeah.
And started shutting down and not answering the questions right. She couldn't think. So she was like, here's my husband's number. Call him. He'll explain. So Emery was like, yeah, she hides money in the mattress, which I was like, that only happens on movies, and they're always bad people. But
right.
I'm just like, that much money under your mattress, you're going to have, like, back problems. Like, I'm like, how?
It depends on what denomination the bills were.
I guess that's true. But still, that's still a lot of money.
So he got her out of trouble by basically saying she hoards cash.
Yeah, and that, it did come from Jade Massage.
It's just, she's kept it for a while.
She's okay, like, she's been saving up. So they let her get on the plane.
Okay.
Detectives found that Jade Massage had listings for sexual services on Backpage.com, which I guess is, like, the known place to find stuff, like sexual service stuff.
So this is like the cannibal on
that.
Cafe,
I know.
Cannibal Cafe.
I was like, okay, so why would you just be like, oh hey, it's Jade Massage, like come and get a happy ending with us.
Address. I'm sure like, the police won't look.
Be a little sneaky or something,
right?
But no. So then on March 7th, so about a month later, and March 15th, men were stopped outside and questioned. So as they were leaving...
So all this happened in February, but they didn't shut him down.
I think that was... Like, I think the reason was because, one, they needed her back from China.
Oh, right, because she was gone.
So she was gone. Sure. And then, two, I think they needed to get enough evidence with the Backpage and kind of track them for a while.
Okay.
So, and at the time, they didn't know anyone was or if they were getting hurt, so I think they weren't, like, rushing it. But then they did stop the two men outside on the separate days. They both admitted to pay for sex, essentially.
I mean, if they've got hundreds of condoms, there's a good chance, even though it was in the sewer, it's going to have DNA. You might as well just...
Yeah, that's why I'm like...
Or maybe they just walked out with, like, this huge smile, and I feel so relaxed.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't realize there was something wrong, maybe? They were just like... Because I'm not saying I wouldn't or would lie to the police, but I feel like... The way it made it sound is like they were just in the parking lot, like, yeah,
that's where I go.
So they did mention that they would tip $40 to $120 on top of the standard massage cost of $60.
Okay. So, in case you're wondering what the going rate is for happy ending massage, it's apparently $100 to $160. Would you say $120? Sorry.
Yeah, $120.
$80. $100 to $180. That's all it takes.
I don't know.
And apparently you get to have sex because you got to use a condom.
Yeah.
It's not just a hand job or
like
a really good massage.
I thought I was like, whoa, dang. I don't know what prices are, but I feel like
$30,000
saved up. Yep, that she took to China.
How many massages is that?
Right? So that's why I was like, So then on March 22nd, so a few weeks later, police finally got warrants to search both the business and the husband and wife's home.
Yeah.
Which is smart.
They got to look in the mattress.
Right.
If there's any more cash.
So I put Wang, the wife. I just say her last name's Wang in this story.
She thought that was her profession and it was meant to be.
Right. So they stormed the business. Well, Wang was in one of the rooms with a naked man.
Oh no, she is.
Yep.
She is doing it.
Yep, and then there was
She was how old? 60?
No, she was 49.
Oh, she was 50.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like my parents are around that age.
Oh no, Mom, don't do that. Then there was in another room, there was another female masseuse with a second naked man, and then there's a third woman just there. She wasn't naked, she wasn't doing anything with anyone. So then they, obviously the business they figured out was associated with a human trafficking, like, ring.
in a massage situation, it wouldn't be incriminating evidence to find a woman with a naked man.
Well, no, and that's why I was like, what position were they in?
Right, there must have been a little bit.
Because I was thinking, I was like, well, for a massage, you have to get naked.
At least mostly.
Yeah, I'm saying it's up to you, but it's like normally, like when I'm on vacation, my ass is naked. I'm on that table, and I'm like, revive my body, please. But I never get a male masseuse because that, for some reason, freaks me out.
Well, it is pretty vulnerable position. Like, yeah.
Not saying like a woman couldn't, I guess, take advantage of the situation.
Sure.
But that's the very first massage I ever had. I made Mike get a couples massage with me because I was so nervous.
You didn't want to be the only one in the room. Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit more comfortable. Like, I've only ever gotten massages at the same, like, place we go on vacation. So I'm like, I pretty much know these people in a sense. And I know that they can't, like, fuck up like that.
Right.
So, but these were a part of these women were a part of a human trafficking circle.
Oh, no.
So they were actually prostitutes, like forced prostitutes. They were also made, they were like forced to live at the business. Like they couldn't leave.
Oh my gosh. And how did, that's horrible. And how did nobody notice?
Yeah, and that's probably why.
In a strip mall?
Yeah.
How do you not know that?
No idea. That's why I'm like, okay, so one of the rooms was probably like their joint bedroom or something. Like I wanted more information on that. Like they were like probably not not kidnapped,
terrible.
but like traded off.
So she was going to China to buy somebody.
Maybe. So then when they went to the home, they found over $60,000 in cash.
Oh my God.
So would they just have like 90 in there and she just took out 30? Right. In the safe, not under a mattress. So they are.
So you lied.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's the crime right there. You lied about where she was hoarding the money.
Liar. So they questioned the wife, and she said that there was a woman who like a friend who referred all of these women to her, but she forgot her name. And then she was asked to name any of her employees in the past year, and she said she didn't remember anyone's name.
Bullshit.
Yeah. I'm like, or it's because they were like sex slaves and you didn't care to know their name. They were probably numbered.
Yeah, that's true. She probably didn't actually know their names.
So she was like, oh yeah, a friend referred these women to work for me, and like, you know, trying to play it off like, oh, I didn't know any of this was happening. And they're like, you were in the room with one of them. Like, you were in a room with the guy. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. I think you knew it was happening.
But the only names she could remember were the ones who were there that day when they got caught.
Okay, yeah, That's not suspicious at all.
So then, when they were taken in, they were questioned separately. So the husband and wife were in separate rooms, and they both said that the opposite was in charge of handling the business and in charge of handling the money.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I would have been so pissed if I was a detective.
Right. I think that's probably a pretty good strategy, though, because if you can't prove who is more at fault, then there's reasonable doubt in both of their cases. Because they have to be tried separately.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, they were both charged with organized criminal activity and money laundering. That's it.
But not...
Nothing about...
kidnapping.
Or sex slaves, or nothing about prostitute, nothing. That was all.
But they had witnesses. They had people who
that's why I was so mad. So I'm going to keep looking at this because it is so fresh.
Maybe they haven't.
Other people have to be as mad as me. Right. Like, I'm not the only pissed off person right now.
Everybody on Twitter is mad today.
Yeah. So I will keep an eye on it because I want to know. Like, I'm sure someone's reading this and saying, what? How did they not know? How did they not get charged more? What's up? So, yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? There are wives in Austin, Texas today reading this and going, oh, wait a second.
Yeah. And I think it's funny because we were just talking about going to Austin.
Austin is fun.
Apparently
a lot of fun.
Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze. Okay. It's so fun. I'm going to sneeze. But Emery's bond was set for $53,000, and Wang's bond... Sorry, I still am so immature.
You're like a 12-year-old boy.
I am. I'm just thinking it's funny because I'm like, one, your last name's Wang, and two, this whole story.
Right.
But hers was actually cheaper at $45,000.
So they think he did it then.
Probably.
Even though she was the one caught with the money going
I think it's because she was caught with another, like, with that man. So they're probably like, you'd let your own wife do that? Like, you know what I mean?
Just matter at him.
Maybe.
That's not okay.
I know.
I feel like she's more to blame.
That's why I was like, I don't know how they decided which one got more.
Right.
But they're just at a county jail. They're just hanging out.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So I'm going to keep an eye on it and see where this takes me. But I know people have to be pissed off because I'm pissed off.
Right?
So, just saying.
You can't be alone. Oh my goodness. Well, I have advice for Austin, Texas, based on the little crime that I have to share today.
Oh, yeah?
The little, like, being short, not that it's a little crime.
Oh, well.
Actually, this is not advice, because that would be terrible and horrible.
Oh, no. What is it?
Because, all right, so...
I'm, like, scared.
I know. My story is, or my little story, my short story to end on. Okay, so this guy in September of 2013 came up with the perfect solution to keep people from having sex.
Oh, no.
Actually, he came up with the solution in 2000. That's when he started doing it, or 2001. So, padlock your belt loops on your jeans together so that the jeans are so tight you can't get them off.
First off, my first thought is, how am I gonna pee?
That is exactly how he got caught. Because he had been doing this to his girlfriend.
Oh my God.
She was 25. He'd been doing it to her for 12 years. So do some math.
Yeah.
She was 13.
Oh no.
He was 40.
Jesus.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
He was an adult when he started doing this to a 13-year-old girl, padlocking her so that she couldn't have sex with anyone else. And it wasn't like she was his daughter, you know, and he's like this ridiculously overprotective, no, his girlfriend. And so he would padlock her, and she was too afraid of him to cut the belt loop and just take her pants off. So she ended up going to the police after 12 years of this treatment.
Oh my God.
Because she had to pee so badly that she was in a lot of pain, and it started to scare her. And so
I literally would have peed my pants. I don't think I would have been able to hold it that long.
No, till you're in pain.
Yeah, I don't think I could have.
That was all very strange, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they called the man, and he came down and gave them the key. He had no issue with it. He's like unlocking her there so she can go to the bathroom. And she didn't file any charges because she's been like groomed for this. She's been abused since she was 13 years old.
This has been her whole life.
The only thing he had to do was sign a form the next day. So I think he had to spend one night in jail, and he had to sign a form the next day saying he wouldn't padlock her anymore.
Yeah, okay, like I'm gonna believe that.
Right.
Like, sign this little piece of paper. That's like when you get a restraining order on someone.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to stay this many feet away from me or this many yards away from me. I have a piece of paper to tell you that.
Right.
It's like, okay, what's your piece of paper gonna do when I'm like in your car hidden? Like, no.
Right.
That always scares me.
It's only there so that if they do it, they can be in more trouble later, which is probably the only thing this would do. Yeah. Because if you're the kind of person that gets a restraining order put against you, or the kind of person that has to sign a paper to agree not to padlock somebody else's jeans shut, then obviously the piece of paper is not going to mean a whole lot to you. Yeah.
Oh my God. What a psycho.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He had it through, there's a picture of it online, and he had it through one of her belt loops, and then through her buttonhole, so that it was like they were super tight on her hips. And I guess that only works if you're a certain shape.
Yeah, I would say, because that would not work on me. I'd be like, you're going to buy 2 sizes bigger than me, because that's not working on my hips.
Well, and you could just slide them off if your hips aren't wider than your waist, which I'm not saying that's you. But just in general, you'd have to have the right shape to do that. So that I guess would have solved the problem. There would have been no need for hundreds of condoms in the sewer system.
Ew.
But at the same time, not actually a good solution. It's a really terrible idea.
Oh, God, that's so gross.
The whole idea of chastity belts, every time I've ever heard that, my first thought is always, how are you going to pee? Yeah. Like, if it's something that can keep you from having sex, then you're going to have some issues. Yeah. Not only that, but unsanitary. Like, there's so many problems.
I was say, you're going to have problems that are not going to be the cleanest. Ugh, that's so disgusting.
So yeah, there's my little funny. We need to start doing a better job making funny stories at the end because that was not funny.
It wasn't, but sometimes it's just nice to end with like a little weird one or a little crazy one. That is our name.
Yeah, that's true.
We're not funny crimes.
No.
I'm talking to Zoe when I said that.
Yes, and she was paying attention.
She was. She's giving me the squinty eyes.
So
she's trying to lay down on the book.
She is. She's so bad. Zoe. She's been wanting to be on this podcast all day.
Yes.
So.
Well, dang, Erin, I don't know how to feel about these, but I definitely am gonna keep an eye on mine, and yours. I'm gonna keep an eye out for that show.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that show.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it because just reading the articles, it sounds like there's such potential for drama in this family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good. So yours, I feel like. We need some emails from listeners, right?
Yes.
Or a discussion on Facebook or something. Somebody knows. This just happened. Somebody knows something. So text us. Hey.
Yeah.
Get in touch. We need to hear.
I know. It's like, please tag anyone that lives close to or in Austin. Tag anyone you know. I want to know what the hell went down.
Even if it's just the rumor.
I want to know if this is a sketchy part of town. I want to know if the whole town thought this was happening and no one did anything.
Right.
I have questions I need answered.
Did your best friend's brother go there?
Yeah. It's like, I know a guy who knows a guy who went there.
Right.
I need to know this.
So yes, tag everybody in Texas. I'm going to tag the heck out of like our Twitter posts.
Oh yeah. Everything. It's like hashtag Texas.
Right. We need to know.
Hashtag Austin, please tell me.
And speaking of which, we haven't given this plea in a while, but you still want to know about Parkway murders, right?
I do, guys. Come on. I'm getting real sick of this. I haven't had any answers. I've been on this road twice. I can't see anything that wasn't reported already.
It's been literally weeks since she asked for your help.
Yeah. And yet, nothing.
Nothing.
Not an email.
No tips.
No nothing.
I don't think that the way to get new fans is to like yell at the few that we
Not
already
yelling.
have.
I'm pleading with y'all. Lord,
I'm yelling.
Give me a chance.
So if you want to get in touch with us, we are all over the internet, except
everywhere.
We're not at Cannibal Cafe, and we're not at
Backpage.
Backpage, we're not there.
No.
So you won't find us there. But if you wanted to go to, say, Instagram, we are Crime Crazy Pod.
Yes. And that's the same for Twitter, which is also at Crime Crazy Pod.
Yes. And that both of those get checked religiously.
Yeah, like they're on our phones. I've actually linked now both accounts with my personal account, so I just switch back and forth.
Nice.
So, and I get the notifications for our Gmail.
Yes. Yeah, I do too. They come up on my phone. So Gmail is crimecrazypodcast@gmail.com. And then there's Facebook.
Yep, which we have a group and a page, so there should be no excuse you guys can't find us.
Right. Just look up Crime Crazy. We'll come up, I promise.
Yep.
So.
Well, definitely, Erin, I'm going to get a really good juicy story because you've had two really good ones, so.
Mine are, I just feel like they're always so dark, but apparently that's the kind of crime that I'm interested in. Has a lot of
I'm going to get a really, really bad one
and
for you next week, and you're going to be like, oh my God.
And then I'll finally get around to like my Forger one that I was talking about.
Oh,
It'll be
yeah.
like, this dude didn't actually commit a crime, he just painted some stuff.
Yeah, you do that one, and I'll do like a weird murdery suicide or something.
Right, a cult.
Ew, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like cult stuff. It freaks me out, but I do like it.
It's really interesting.
It is.
I was listening to Wine and Crime. Their third episode was on lesser known cults, and just the beginning of it, they always start off with like a description and some background on the crime itself and like what the definition is and history and all that kind of stuff. And it was just fascinating. But I also was sitting there the whole time going, oh my God, this is my country right now. We're all in a cult right now. Some of us unwillingly.
I'll get a really juicy one for you next time.
I'm excited. Although yours was pretty great today.
Well, yes.
It had sex. It had intrigue. It had large quantities of cash. And kidnapping.
Well, yeah.
Even though you were saying you were terrified of it.
Yep, that's true. Well then, Erin, I guess until next time, I promise not to commit any crimes.
Me too. I promise not to visit any sketchy massage parlors.
Same.
And I hope that our listeners don't end up on our next episode because they were one of the people in Austin or in any other crime.
That's true. And if you were one and you want to tell us about it, that's fine. We'll use a fake name and it'll be okay.
Yeah, we won't use your first and last and middle name and social security number.
No.
Or call the cops.
We'll put a fake name. You'll be John Smith with us. Don't you worry.
Until next time.
Yep. See you later.
Thanks for listening to this week's Crime Crazy episode. We hope that you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy our show, tell a friend. Or better yet, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes or your favorite podcasting app. Right now, if you leave us a review on iTunes, we'll give you a shout out on our show. And to get us started with this, we have 3 very special people that we want to say thanks to this week. This week's shout-outs go out to Charlotte Easter Earl for helping us spread our tweets far and wide, Brian Williams of tinpod.com, who always tweets when he's listening, and with whom Aaron collaborated on a new podcast this week. Look out for Shortlisted in the near future. And finally, Jordan Lemons, who left us a glowing review on Instagram. We love to hear what you think. We love our feedback. Thanks so much.